good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're tuning from in the world. So this morning we are going to do a little 10-15 minute mobility session. We're going to do most of it seated actually. We're going to be focusing more on the hips and the legs. And then we're going to do the Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing again. And then followed by that, we're going to do a short meditation at the end, but it's going to be a visualization meditation. So with that being said, let's make a start. Okay, what I want you to do, you're going to reach out in front of you, you're going to wrap your arms around, and we're going to lean forward. And then back up, open out the arms, chest out, shoulders back, look up. Deep inhale, let it out, wrap the arms back around, lean forward, come back up. You're going to lean over to the left, lean over to the right, just waking the spine up. I want to do some circular motions, 3 and 3. Anti-clockwise or clockwise, depending on which way you went before. And then open up again, chest out, shoulders back, really just pulling the elbows in. Deep breath in, sigh. Place the right hand on the mat. You're going to reach up with the left and we're going to lean over to the right side, and you should feel a nice stretch down the left hand side. Inhale back up, reach the right arm up, and we're going to do the same on the other side. Oh, lovely. I'm just going to turn us around. Actually not. I want you to widen the legs as wide as you can, keeping this dorsiflexion. So this is just relax, keep this dorsiflexion, and we're just going to edge our way forward ever so slightly. You should probably feel it in the hamstrings here. And then walk ourselves over to the left, hold that for a second, walk ourselves over to the right, just hold that for a second, walk ourselves to center, hold that for a second, try and go a little bit further down, trying to keep the back as straight as we can, none of this like hunching over. If that's not comfortable for you, you can put a cushion, a pillow or a block, if you have one, just underneath your sit bone. Walk over to the left, and then what we're going to do here is reach the right arm up and over and just go in for that nice side stretch again. Breathing into the right side, and then exhale, we're going to walk it back over to the center, and then walk over to the left side again, reaching up, stretching the left arm over, feeling the stretch down the left side there. Oh, and then back up. And now what we're going to do is dorsiflex in the left, retract the right, extend the left arm around the right leg, place the right hand behind us, sit up straight, and you're going to twist, gazing behind the right shoulder. Couple of breaths here. And then inhale back to the center, and we'll just do the exact same on the opposite side. So just draw the left knee in, extend the right arm, wrap it round, place the right hand behind us, sat up straight, and twist behind, gazing behind the left shoulder. And inhale back to the center. We want to practice some 90-90s, but we'll just hold for a few seconds, so a few breaths. So you want your feet in 90-degree angles, your legs in 90-degree angles, and then we're going to drop them over to the left. Now, you want to be creating 90-degree there and a 90-degree there. It's no good if you're like this. That's not a 90-90. You want to be keeping this kind of half swastika, that's how you pronounce it, type position. And you can just play around with this, with how you're sitting. You might feel a little bit less tight in the hips and you might be able to sit further up. You might be able to even come up and place your left hand on top of the left knee. And while we're in this position, what we'll do, if you can, we're going to twist round to the left, trying to keep this position in your knees, in your legs. And we're just going to gaze behind the left shoulder. And then come back to center. I'm going to drop them over to the right side now. And again, just depending on where you feel comfortable. If you do feel any pain in the knees, just gently come out of it. You might not be able to go into that just yet. Some people, they might just be like this. Some people might be like this. Some people might be like this. Okay, and if you feel like you can come up and place your right hand on the right knee, trying to keep that 90 degrees, and then we're going to twist round to the right, gazing behind the right shoulder. Remember, keeping that 90 position. Twist, holding it for a couple of breaths, and then come back to the center. Legs out in front, and just give them a little bit of a shake off. Okay, we're going to come onto our knees now, and our feet want to be, the top of our feet want to be flat on the mat. And then what we're going to do is just sit back ever so slightly, and if you can, come up onto the feet. Actually, if you feel like you need to hold yourself, then do so. If you can only go here, then that's fine. You might even just want to kind of pulsate here, but I like to kind of get a nice stretch on the top of my feet, really just balancing most of my weight on it like this. And then we're going to come forward. You want to tuck the toes like this, and then we're going to sit into what's known as a yogic squat, and just make as much space as you need. Your knees as wide as you need them to be. Trying to keep our back straight and trying to keep the feet planted on the floor. Some people may not be able to do that. Some people may be like this, and that's okay, because as time goes on, your hips will loosen up and you'll be able to sit further into this squat. What we're going to do now is place the hands out in front of us. So again, if you're just like this, that's absolutely fine, but I want you to feel where the tension is and just try and challenge yourself slightly. And then what we're going to do is just come on the balls of our feet at the top and just kind of just rotate around and just feel it. Just play around with it. Play around with the movement. You can also, when we're like this, we can kind of drop one knee in, one knee out. Really just trying to get some movement in, just loosen off those hips. Just like so. And then we're going to come in for a little bit of a hamstring stretch. So widen your feet as much as maybe 2 feet. And then we're just going to take a bend in one knee to the side and then to the other, and then to the other side again, and just moving over like this. Start to bring the feet towards us, and then actually we're going to go shoulder width apart, and we're just going to allow ourselves to hang down and just allow to feel that gentle stretch in the hamstrings, taking a slight bend in the knees. And then again, just keeping this slight bend in the knees. I want you to twist over to the left. Going to feel a slight little stretch in the glute. Twist over to the right, to the left, and then we can just kind of just sway ourselves around a little bit, let ourselves loosen off, and then just one vertebrae at a time. Stand up. We're going to go in for a slight little back bend and just push forward on the quads, tense the glutes, and then we're going to come back down, back to our seated position. You can just leave the right leg out in front of you. We're going to take hold of the left foot, the left leg, and we're just going to kind of manipulate the hip here and just bring it in. What we can do is wrap the left arm underneath and over, so the elbow is kind of in the crease of the leg, and we're just going to use this to just help us draw that back, move it round. Just do what feels good. But if you find a little spot where you're like, actually I need to work on that, and that's what you need to do. And then either you're going to place this down by your side here, so the foot is on the inside of the right leg. Actually, we're going to go a little bit, no we're not. The left foot is on the inside of the right leg. Or if you feel like you've got the mobility in the hips, mind you, if you feel pain in the knee, just come out of this. The knee is the weak spot. So if the hips are tight and you push past it, the knee is actually the weak point. And I learned by experience, I actually popped my knee before. Placing the left foot on top or on the inside of the right leg, and then if you feel like it, you can just lean forward. I'll just hold this for a couple of breaths and then come back up. Put that left leg out in front of you. If you need to shake it off, shake it off. You need to get some movement in the feet there. Do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel comfortable. We're going to do the same with the right leg now. So again, just feel it, draw the knee back, and just feel where you need to, you might want to hold it there for a couple of seconds. You might just want to play around with it. I like to do that one first, and then for the deeper stretches, again, just wrapping. Is it wrapping? We're not wrapping. Kind of just going under and over. The elbow, the back of the triceps in the crease of the leg. And then we'll just use this and just pull this in. What we're kind of doing here is manipulating what I was doing there, which is like, it's a progression to a half lotus. And then again, whichever one you feel comfortable with on the inside of the left leg, or place the top of the foot on top of the left leg, and then the knee comes down, and then we'll just come forward ever so slightly. And then back up, shake to release any tension. And then what we're going to do, we're not going to fully cross the legs here. We're not going to fully cross. What we're actually looking for is our legs to be parallel, like this, as parallel as they can be. And so what we're going to do, once you've got that position, we're going to start to come forward, and you can either reach out in front of you, or you can take hold of the knee slightly and just pull yourself down, or take hold of the feet and pull yourself down. I'm going to create a little bit more space there. If you're not really feeling it in the glutes, then you want to bring the feet a bit further forward. The feet and the leg. Trying to just keep it, you're not going to have a perfect parallel position, but close enough. And then we'll lean forward. Again, if you feel like you need to pull yourself in, take hold of maybe your ankle or your feet and just pull yourself further in, and then reach forward and just allow your weight to kind of pull up on the glutes. And again, we'll just swap over, because you'll notice that you'll feel it more on one side. That's just because of the positioning of our legs. And then we go again. And then give these a little bit of a shake off. And come back onto our knees. And we did this one the other day. Now, depending on what level you're at, I would start by having my knees as wide as the mat. My toes are together, and the top of my feet are on the mat. It's not the other way around. And you're just going to walk backwards. And, everybody's got a different kind of biting point where they're going to feel the tension. But you just want to walk yourself back. Now, personally, I've managed to be able to get down here over the years. It's not going to happen overnight. But yeah, if yours is here, either hold it here, or what you can do is kind of just pulsate, do little reps, where you can bring the knees together slightly, and then just spend a couple of breaths, 3 to 5, in that position. And then what we're going to do, we're going to walk ourselves back up. We'll just come into what's known as a child's pose, and just take a minute's rest here. Not even a minute, 30 seconds. And just allow your belly, your chest and your chin to sink down. Feel it in the hips. If you need to do any little bits of movement just to get yourself to feel comfortable, then just take another 10 seconds here. Okay, you're going to walk our hands back up and come to a comfortable seated position. So what I didn't actually show you the other day, which I should have, because I actually always try and do this when I'm doing my breath work, it's just to keep a good posture. And I just like to sit and have my back against the wall. It feels a lot more comfortable, but again, it allows me not to slouch over and just keeps me in a good position. So I slightly retract my shoulders, and then we're going to take the right hand. First 2 fingers come in, thumb to block the right nostril. Not the wedding, well, depending on where you're from in the world, the wedding finger, not the pinky, that'll block the left. And so we're going to block the right, inhale through the left. Block the left, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Block, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Block, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Block, exhale through the right. Inhale through the left. Block, exhale through the right. Just give yourself a moment. Breathe in and out through both nostrils. I'm going to do another round, but we're going to slow it right down now. Slow it down to a point where you can't hear the breath come out of the nostril. Now, I don't know if you heard there, but my right nostril is a little bit more blocked, but I want you to really just try and slow it down so the breath just floats out. So it just flows out rather than hearing this hushing sound. Okay, so we'll go again. We're going to block the right. Inhale through the left. Block the left, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Block, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Block, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block, exhale through the left. And by all means, if you want to keep going, keep pushing and challenging yourself. For those who are just going to join in on the meditation, on the visualization, just want you to kind of return to your normal breath. but inhale and exhaling through the nose. And what I want you to do now is just visualize something that you desire in your future. So is it a goal that you're working towards? It could be something in the gym. It could be a life goal. It could be, personally, I'm actually moving abroad. So for me, it's like visualizing myself on the beach with my dog, something as simple as that. And I want you to feel what it's going to feel like, how happy are you, what is around you. You know, if it's a physical kind of goal, how good do you feel? How confident are you? What are you wearing? And just really, really visualize it down to the point where you're actually feeling what it feels like to be there. And I just want you to hold that thought. Just really, really meditate on it. Believe that it's happening. Got a little bit of an action step for you to take today. So after this session, I want you to get a pen and a piece of paper, or just write in the notes in your phone. And it's very simple. You're just going to write, who am I? And you're going to write who you are. And you're going to write, where am I? And then you're going to write where you are, down to the detail. And then you're going to write, what am I doing? And again, you're going to write it down to the very detail. And again, bring yourself back to this visualization. And you're going to write, how do I feel? And at the end of that, you're going to write in detail how you feel. And I want you to reflect back to this moment of how you felt, how that visualization felt for you. And you can kind of use this any time of the day. looking back at your notes, it's going to help you. It's going to help you visualize again. And the idea is, you don't need to be just sat there on a mat in a meditation or whatever to do visualization. You can be doing it any time of the day. Just bring yourself back to that thought. Now, visualization, whether you believe in it or not, is a very powerful tool for getting to where you want to be. It kind of programs the subconscious mind into doing the actions that need to be done to get you to where you want to be. And so, yeah, visualization is a massive, massive part of my life. And I do it just like while I'm out walking the dog. It could be, it could just be anywhere. I could be sat in traffic and I can just switch it on like that and just start visualizing. And it's how I've gotten a lot out of life. I've manifested a lot. I've made a lot happen. And yeah, so and that's all I wanted to share with you. But our time is up now, and I'll see you again shortly in the next one. I'll stay on for a couple of minutes if you've got any questions or anything. But yeah, thanks for joining, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.